3, 2, 1. Hey YouTube, Flurry again. Welcome back. If you were from my previous video, which was where have I been and my health update, I'm going to be talking about the health I learned about, or my health condition update, which is hypothyroidism. Which, again, so if you wanted to learn more about it, I did briefly talk about it in my last video. If you wanted to see that brief explanation, it is in that last video, which I will link it to. But yeah, so sorry, I'm actually on my computer if you can't tell through my freaking glasses. Yes, I wear glasses, but for reading, especially on my computer. I have if you're wondering why, I have a slight astigmatism in one of my eyes. I cannot recall which one, but yeah, but my other eye is fine. It's just this one causes me slight headaches to read for a long period of time on a computer screen, so I do need my glasses. Anyway, but back to what I was going to talk about. So this video is just going to be me talking about hypothyroidism. I did talk about in the last video how I came to find out about it, how what the doctors did to help me find out about it. This one, I kind of want to explain what it is, and the signs to look out for. So basically, it's just a run through of what you could easily look up on the internet. So let's find out. So hypothyroidism, again, it is when the thyroid gland, which is in the throat or your esophagus, can't produce enough thyroid hormones, which is called a T4 or thyroxine. It's called T4. When you get your lab test done, that's what they're looking for as well, is your T3 and T4, which is through here, I think, which helps produce that hormone. So when this hormone is not being produced, your body will start to slow down and can cause symptoms like fatigue, you're feeling more cold, getting unexplained weight gain due to retaining some fluids, dry skin, and hair loss, which my mother had been going through, which scared me a little bit. But you will have some other symptoms from head to toe, which I'm looking at this diagram, which is very fascinating, by the way. I'll link the website to you guys to take a look at. But starting from the very top of the head to the brain, which is difficulty in thinking and focusing, feeling depressed, and forgetfulness, which, thinking back on it, I'm not going to take that as a sign because I technically have ADD, which causes difficulty in paying attention and focusing on a task, and forgetfulness. And anxiety is feeling depressed. The next part is with the mouth, which is slower speech or movement, hoarse voice, puffy face, which and a swollen thyroid gland. You'll have low energy, which is when I had experienced a lot of muscle weakness, constipation, heavy menstrual bleeding or irregular periods. Again, something my mom had been going through. Each person's kind of different. Brittle fingernails. Wait a minute. Brittle fingernails? Okay. Muscle and joint pain. I attribute this more to my IT band syndrome. So, yeah. Swollen legs, ankles, or feet. So, the ones I brought up mostly to my doctor were my low energy levels, I don't think I brought up my speech or movement, actually, but I did start having trouble focusing on some stuff and becoming a little more forgetful. But it was mostly just my low amount of energy and sleepiness. But this is just not a real comprehensive level of the symptoms. They can vary, again, like I said. But once you get a lab test done, and when you get your results, it'll say TSH. That is short for thyroid stimulating hormone. which is produced by a small gland in the brain. I can't recall where sorry, I have a pimple like right here and it's bugging the heck out of me. But it's produced in the brain called in the pituitary gland, which is somewhere in the brain, like further in. And it's measured by your common everyday blood test, lab work. So in a normal functioning thyroid, there's this one thing, I can't say what it is. I'm going to just spell it out. It's Hypothyroidism. Next to the pituitary gland, it helps produce thyrotropin releasing hormone, or TRH, which helps inform the pituitary gland to make the TSH. That gland will send out the TSH, which helps inform the thyroid to produce T4 and T3, which is the thyroid hormone, thyroxine, and triiodothyronine, T4, T3. Those T4 and T3 help regulate all of our body's functions. So this is going through a network. Your brain is basically telling you how your other body organs to work. That means the brain is telling how the thyroid to do and release those hormones. This communication goes on and in a loop. So the thyroid hormone levels in the body help provide signals to those two parts in the brain to help them determine whether to release more or less of those T4, T3s hormones. So that's just in a normal functioning thyroid. Now, if there is an issue in your functioning thyroid or it's being incorrect, this is where the hypo and hyperthyroidism comes in play. So with hypo, in my situation, the thyroid is not able to produce enough of the thyroid hormone, which means that those two parts in my brain of the glands is reacting to my low levels of the thyroid hormone that's going in my thyroid, and it's telling it to produce more of T3 and T4, which sadly, since my thyroid's not properly responding to those signals, that part of my brain is sending out more T3, and the pituitary gland keeps releasing more of TSH. And that having a high level of TSH plus low thyroid hormone levels indicates hypothyroidism. So basically, my thyroid is just out of whack, as my mother says, which, again, if you're not understanding this, I will link the website I'm reading this from, which is very helpful. It's actually the name of the medicine I'm using. It's been my mother and my grandmother highly recommend this medication. It's very helpful. But in order to know if you're having this issue with the TSH, is getting a test. So the TSH test is used by doctors to check the level of the thyroid stimulating hormone in your blood. Your levels can indicate if your thyroid gland is working properly. And in my case, one of my T levels, one of the T's, either T3 or T4, is producing more than the other. My grandmother showed me her case, or her lab work previously from years ago, and that hers was worse than mine. So I'm betting mine's at a low level. So once you've been found to have hypothyroidism and your doctor has given you a treatment plan, it's important to have your TSH regularly tested periodically to determine if you need any sort of adjustment in the dose or how your medication is being mediated. For mine, it's actually fine. I take a pill. So I want to tell you the type of medicine, which is very common for people with thyroid disease, that I use. It's called Synthroid, or levothyroxine sodium is the full name of it, the medical term for it. And it's a tablet that you take orally. It's as a prescription. It's a man-made thyroid hormone that helps treat the condition called hypothyroidism. I don't know what you would take for hyperthyroidism, so that's interesting. If you do know, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. But this Synthroid is meant to replace a hormone that is usually made by the thyroid gland. So generally, thyroid replacement treatment is to be taken for life, generally. In my family's case, they didn't have to take it for life because it was able to fix itself. Now, Synthroid shouldn't really be used to treat non-cancerous growth or enlargement in your thyroid in patients with normal iodine levels, which I think relates more towards hyperthyroidism, I think, or in cases of temporary thyroidism caused by inflammation of the thyroid gland or thyroiditis, which I don't have. My thyroid gland is not inflamed. But it's been very helpful. Plus also what I've been doing is regulating my sleeping schedule again, to where I will take one pill of a melatonin, which it's fine to do for me, but I would take it 30 minutes to an hour before bed. With my milk and ice cream. I do eat ice cream before going to bed. Don't judge me. It's natural for me. Do my face and teeth, and then my regime I do is to turn on the blue filter light on my phone, do some puzzles if possible, listen to stuff on YouTube, turn on my moonlight to one or the two settings. It doesn't really matter. Lay in bed and get comfortable. And then just relax the body as much as possible. And if I do start to doze, I inform my mom to either pause what's on my phone and turn out the light if I do actually fall asleep. So once morning time comes in, I normally, it depends on the day and what time I go to work, because I inform my family, grandmother specifically, of my schedule. So if I have to wake up at 11, I'll wake up about maybe 8:30, and right as I wake up, I'll take the Synthroid with water, because with Synthroid, once you take it, you can't eat or I think even drink anything for 30 minutes to an hour. I go for 45 minutes to take effect. So that gives me time to wash my face, brush my teeth, get ready for my day, get stuff ready if need be. And once that 45 minute is over, I will eat. I've changed my breakfast lately because when I did my lab test, this was unprepared, and normally when you get a lab test done, you have to sometimes fast, but in this case, I didn't really need to. But they noticed my glucose levels were high, so yeah, I don't have a healthy breakfast in the morning. Don't judge me, it's something I've done since I was young. But I do now eat these nice little muffins, the homemade kind. I can't remember what they're called, but I have 2 chocolate chips and 2, I think strudel kinds. It's really good. With some little, I don't eat a lot of the powdered donuts, but there's just 4 small ones. With milk. I'll eat all that, and take my normal medication, which is my ADD, my anxiety, and birth control, and 2 vitamins, a mineral and a vitamin for the day. And then, yeah, I get ready for work, and that'll be good for the rest of the day. So it's just up to me to mentally prepare myself, as well as make my body follow a schedule. You know, I know my menstrual cycle will be coming soon, maybe 7 or 6 days from now. I'm wondering how that'll affect my menstrual cycle. I don't think it should really bother me, which is interesting. Sorry if you guys don't want to hear about this, but it's true. See, I was about to say something, but I forgot what I was going to say. A quick tip for anybody who does use melatonin before going to bed: don't chew it. Instead, let it dissolve like on your tongue, or switch the saliva around to dissolve it to the point where you can start lightly breaking it up. That way it'll get into your system faster. I've been doing that. It has helped. But yeah, so I just wanted to share this information with you because it was actually pretty fascinating for me. I know I saw a video on YouTube when I was at work about hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. If I find it, I will link it in the description, but just look up what is hypothyroidism, and it should be a doctor talking about using illustrations. But yeah, so I just wanted to share this piece of information with you guys because, like I said, it was pretty interesting. And that's always, if you're not sure what's going on with your health, be sure to ask a professional, because they might ask you to get blood work done and see what's going on with you internally, because you never know. You might think you know, but you might not actually know anything, because I sure as heck did not know that I had something going on with my thyroid, but I'm super glad that I did, because I feel like it's helped me a lot. I think I've started seeing my mood improve, my energy levels improve. I'm feeling more active and all. Sorry, I keep looking over because it's starting to really snow. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a safe and happy Sunday. It's weird for me to record on Sunday. But yeah, so your girl Flaherty is out. Bye.